This video, I'm going to be showing you my favorite coverage defense in Madden and how to run it against some of the most popular formations, and also trying to hopefully explain like why this coverage is really good. Obviously, it's not the end all be all. There's still other coverages you're going to have in your repertoire, but this is a really nice base coverage that does a really good job against a lot of things that people are going to want to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. For this defense, I'm just going to be showing you out of dollar. The biggest thing is I believe in the 5-yard hook curls. If they're not really attacking underneath, you feel like you could get away with just regular zones. That's cool. I'd rather do that. But most people that I play, I feel like you have to have these 5-yard hook curls. Then also the other thing that I was going to say here real quick is you don't have to do this out of dollar. You can adapt this coverage shell to whatever defense that you're running. The coverage shell is going to pretty much stay the same. And the way that I like to do this is kind of base out of a cover 4 shell and adjust it into what I want it to be, but you could literally do it out of anything, okay? So the coverage shell, what is the coverage shell and why is it good? This coverage shell is going to limit big plays, which is super important in this game, and it's going to make it hard for them to throw seam streaks. Now, it's not impossible to throw seam streaks, which we're going to get into a little bit here, but it is honestly not the easiest thing in the world. So what we're going to do is we are just going to have a shade underneath to create these hard flats. We're going to have a vert hook here on the right hand side. We're going to have a cloud on this outside here, and then we're going to shade our defense inside. And then the last thing that we want to do is either, it depends a little bit on the formation, but generally you're going to middle third this guy on the left, and you're going to deep half this guy on the right. So this is kind of what the defense will look like. If you want to put your user in a hook curl like this, this is a really nice base shell that basically just forces them to take their flat route on the right side, which you can obviously every now and then mix in some cover 4. But if we just take a look, the reason why this is a good shell is because it's going to do a really good job at defending corner routes. This cloud flat is actually really good this year, and it's going to be able to sit back there and be able to just take away the corner routes on that 3 wide receiver side. The other reason why I believe in this shell, and I think this is a really good shell, is because of a route combination like this, which we see every year, some variation of what I just showed you. And what you're going to be able to do against this is you are going to be able to switch stick the crosser and not have to lose your middle of the field integrity. So what I like to do here is if they run a route combination like this and I read what they're doing, I'm just going to switch stick to this crosser, and then I might switch stick back to this guy right here and take it away, right? And again, this is all from the idea here that this is cover 2 with a middle third and an outside third. You don't have to do this outside third. You could even do this as a deep half. You could have really any deep zone on this left side is perfectly fine. And it just depends a little bit because sometimes bunch formations will have this guy over here, which is very popular. So if he has, if they have this guy outside, like it's a traditional bunch formation, then what you're able to do here is you can kind of go, and I can just switch stick onto this middle third and cut this crosser every single time. And what it does is it allows me to still have my underneath yellow defenders that are going to do a good job against the checkdowns that the team might ultimately go to. Okay, so now I want to give you the same type of shell, but I want to give it to you for a situation like a formation like normal Y off close, where it's like a 2x2 set, kind of give you the same idea here. So if I was playing something like this formation, if you think about the routes and stuff, really it's the main thing here is you don't really ever want to be in cover 2 to the right side, because if you're in cover 2 to the right side, the seam streaks it's just a little easy. It's fairly simple to hit them. So what I like to do is middle third this defender here, and then I'm going to deep half, vert hook, and cloud over here on the left. And the reason I like to do this is because if you think about the seam, like if we ran 2 seam streaks, for example, what you'll see here is I can, like this throw right here can actually get played by the middle third, and it's, as opposed to if that was a deep half, that would be a touchdown, right? So anyways, this is all about the idea of limiting the big play. That's why I middle third there, vert hook, and then cloud. Now on this left side, situationally, if they're killing you with this, cheap flat post play, that's one thing. But like, let's say like what a lot of people like to do is they'll do something like this. It could be like a speed. Let me try to show that. So let's say I'm over here, for example. You'll probably see it a little bit more over here. They'll do things like they will, and I would probably, you could curl flat here too to the right, by the way. That's not a bad idea because the curl flat, what a curl flat would do, you can always like mix in like a curl flat if you want. Let's say they run a combo like this. Take a look at that curl flat playing that tight end pretty well. So just something to kind of know for the future. But the other thing that I wanted to show you off of this is, let's say they do a combo like this, right? And they have this backside running back. Well, really, you're going to be okay on this backside running back because that's really your user's responsibility here. So, like, again, we just think about the coverage. We have a middle third, a deep half, a vert hook. So we're not ever really playing over here, right? Even if we start over here, we're really not playing over here. Really, where we're going to be is more of a hook curl defender right here. So if we see a combo like this, for example, this is actually going to defend it pretty well because that cloud is going to play the speed out. So you take away some of their best routes with this type of coverage shell. Obviously, you could do literally the exact flip of this coverage shell, but in general, this idea of like, I call it a roll coverage, where we're just rolling over and basically playing cover 2 on one side and cover 3 on the other side. I find this coverage shell to be fairly decent, honestly. Okay, so let's talk about trips, tight end flex, another one of the best formations in the game, and how we would attack this or how we'd play this. So my suggestion with trips, tight end flex is this one is the most difficult because, in my opinion, the reason why is because if I was to do this shell right here, even if this guy was back, right, if I was to do it like this, you're going to see that all I have to do, I don't even know if I have to streak this guy, but this combo right here will just destroy this. As you see right here, and unless you get instant pressure, but as you see, and I'll actually just literally, can I just call it cover 2? You'll just see here, he's just going to destroy this shell, okay? So that's where it kind of gets hard, in my opinion, with trips tight end. So what I like to do against trips tight end is I like to go with a cover four to the left side, and then because there's not a tight end, this is kind of like specific, but because there's not like an outside receiver here to the right side, one of my favorite things to do is I'll just middle third this player, I'll vert hook and cloud like this. This could also be, if let's say they do a cheat motion, this could be a deep half. If you feel good about the quarter, you could have a quarter. But in general, this is kind of the idea of what I would do. And the reason why also is because now my user can really help over here, and I get a 4/3 on one side and a 3/2 on the other side. So now everybody's favorite combo in the world, slant post with a return route. Well, if you think about what this actually means, all I have to do is switch stick onto this inside quarter. So you'll see here, I'm just going to switch stick here, take the tight end all the way across, and this play for the most part is pretty well defended, right? So this is an example of what I would do. I really believe in shading your yellow zones inside this year because it's so easy to kind of attack the middle of the field. And we'll try to show you this motion post play again. But basically, again, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here, user this, and then I'm going to switch stick to the quarter. I didn't actually get my switch stick right there with using 2 controllers. So I'll show it one more time. But in general, if I wanted to stop this play, I would go middle third or quarter, and then cloud, and then I'd shade these vert hooks inside. So now you'll see here how this goes. So I'm here, switch stick, boom. And that's pretty easily defended, right? Pretty decently defended for what we're trying to accomplish. And then again, this is a base shell. You would obviously then have other variations of it. For example, one of my favorite variations of this shell is to utilize a outside third here, a middle third, and then have the hard flat like this. And the reason I like this shell is this is for those kind of guys that are running a lot of speed outs to the left, because this cloud will take this away. And the reason you're using an outside third is because if they do want to throw that fade, the outside third will go over there and play it. It's just a little bit more susceptible to seam streaks. but this is like a situational adjustment. I wouldn't come out in this as my base coverage shell. This is when they start to throw a lot of speed outs or corner outs to out left side. Then I have this in my bag to be able to defend it. But this is the roll coverage defense and how you can roll your coverages to create different types of matchup advantages for your defense depending on the formation. I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did and you want to check out more of our content, make sure you join our school community. That's where you can get access to all of my Madden and college football offensive and defensive ebooks. Ton of material over there, ton of insight, and a ton of ways that you could improve your game. And it's only $10 to be a member, and you get everything for both games. Thanks for watching the video. To sign up for that site, it is in the description down below.